The recent 3 million pages dump by Department of Justice and online posts are circulating allegations involving Prince Andrew, the former Duke of York, connected to the late financier Jeffrey Epstein. These claims have not been independently verified, and no criminal charges have been brought in connection with them. But the allegations themselves are now part of a growing public debate around the Epstein document releases. According to a 2020 email included in the Epstein files, Prince Andrew is accused of being involved in the abuse of a trafficked girl in the 1990s. The email claims the girl was trafficked by Ghislaine Maxwell, allegedly promised a modeling opportunity, and then sold for sexual exploitation. The message goes on to make extreme accusations, alleging the girl was abused and later died. There is no confirmation from law enforcement, courts, or official investigations that Prince Andrew committed the acts described in the email. The allegation is spreading as part of the latest Epstein document releases, which include millions of pages, many of them raw, untested, heavily redacted, and not evaluated in court. These files contain claims, correspondence, rumors, and third-party statements, some of which are now being amplified online without verification. That has reignited debate over how these documents should be interpreted and whether accusations in the files reflect truth, speculation, or misinformation. So what we are seeing is not a confirmed revelation, but a reminder of how explosive the Epstein files remain.
I guess I don't understand why people don't understand that these have to be redacted. That they have, I think it's 20 or 30 people full-time going through every one of these files trying to protect the innocent, the victims. And they are going through them as fast as they can. It's millions of documents. I wish they could all come out yesterday. But I think that this administration, I know personally that this administration is doing everything they can to get those out in an efficient a way as possible without harming the identities of the victims.
The DOJ says all the documents were released. Well, does that include all the co-conspirator memos? All the corporate protection memos? The original Palm Beach Police Department reports? We need answers to that. Third, the DOJ numbers keep changing. They say they collected 6 million pages, but they're only releasing 3. What happened to the other 3 million? What's in them? And finally, has every document that mentions the word Trump been released? Yes or no? We need answers. It's now 42 days and counting that the administration has violated the law by failing to release all the files. Every member of this body voted that all the Epstein files should be released, and we are not satisfied that the law is being complied with. We believe it is not. The American people need answers above all. The American people are asking about this. Pressure from the American people got just about every member of the House and Senate to vote to release the files. Why haven't the whole thing been released? And why are there so many holes, missing pieces, unanswered questions when it comes to the release of the Epstein files? The longer Pam Bondi hides the truth from the American people, the more the American people ask, what are they trying to hide? I yield the floor and note the absence.
The name Jeffrey Epstein refuses to fade. Newly released documents from the United States Department of Justice reveal a series of emails that appear to show Jeffrey Epstein inviting the Duke, a man believed to be Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, to meet a young Russian woman in London. The emails date back to August 2010. That is just 1 month after Epstein completed his jail sentence for soliciting a minor, and 2 years after his conviction. The messages are signed simply A, with a signature that appears to read HRH Duke of York KG. According to the emails, Epstein suggests that the Duke might enjoy having dinner with a 26-year-old Russian woman who would be in London that month. The response from the Duke is polite and interested. He writes that he will be in Geneva until the morning of the 22nd, but would be delighted to see her. He then asks, will she be bringing a message from you? And adds, is there any other information you might know about her that might be useful to know? Epstein replies with a brief description. She is 26, Russian, clever, beautiful, trustworthy, and yes, she has your email. The emails do not allege or demonstrate any criminal wrongdoing, but they raise fresh questions. A second exchange from September 2010 adds further intrigue. Epstein writes that he is in London, asking what time he and another individual should meet, noting they would also need private time. The Duke responds that he is leaving Scotland and could arrive by evening. Then comes a striking suggestion. Alternatively, we could have dinner at Buckingham Palace and lots of privacy. Epstein replies simply, BP, please. The emails offer no indication of what, if anything, ultimately took place. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has repeatedly denied all wrongdoing. He has said he did not see, witness, or suspect any behavior by Epstein that later led to his arrest and conviction. He has also denied allegations made by Virginia Giuffre, who claimed she was trafficked by Epstein and sexually assaulted as a teenager. Mountbatten Windsor settled a civil claim with Giuffre in 2022, while maintaining he never met her. Meanwhile, newly released photos in the Epstein files appear to show Prince Andrew on all fours over a woman lying on the ground. The newly released emails are part of a vast disclosure of more than 3 million documents, including thousands of videos and hundreds of thousands of images made public by the U.S. Justice Department. Many of the files remain heavily redacted. Some are entirely blacked out. The release comes after a deadline mandated by U.S. law, signed by President Donald Trump. Years after Epstein's death, his correspondence is still emerging, not as accusations, not as verdicts, but as fragments of access, proximity, and privilege. And once again, the Epstein files force uncomfortable questions into the open about who had the door opened for them and who was willing to walk through it.
I'm here today to talk about the department's compliance with its production obligations under the Act. Around, I think right now, and continuing throughout the day-to-day, as the indexing and uploading completes, we are producing responsive materials under the Act. We are also releasing today a letter we are transmitting to Congress and various internal protocols associated with our review. The department's collection effort resulted in more than 6 million pages being identified as potentially responsive, including department and FBI emails, interview summaries, images, videos, and various other materials collected and generated during the various investigations and prosecutions that the Act covered. The categories of documents withheld include those permitted under the Act to be withheld: files that contain personally identifiable information of victims, or victims' personal and medical files, and similar files, the disclosure of which would constitute a clearly unwarranted invasion of personal privacy. Any depiction of CSAM or child pornography was obviously excluded. Anything that would jeopardize an active federal investigation. And finally, anything that depicts or contain images of death, physical abuse, or injury, also not produced. Today's release marks the end of a very comprehensive document identification and review process to ensure transparency to the American people and compliance with the Act. The department has engaged in an unprecedented and extensive effort to do so. After submitting the final report to Congress as required under the Act and publishing the written justifications for redactions in the Federal Register, the department's obligations under the Act will be completed. I mean, yes, I can assure that we complied with the statute, we complied with the Act, and there is no, we did not protect President Trump, we didn't protect or not protect anybody. I mean, I think that we there's a hunger or a thirst for information that I do not think will be satisfied by the review of these documents. And there's nothing I can do about that.
Do you have a reaction to the arrest of Don Lemon overnight?
Do I have a reaction to what?
To Don Lemon's arrest overnight?
Do I have a reaction to it? I don't know what that means. What are you looking for me to do? Jump up and down? No, I don't have a reaction to it. I don't know that the charges are unsealed yet. So no, I can't. I'm not going to comment on that.